I'm having a hard time processing and coming to terms with how black women can simultaneously be the most disrespected, but also the most used to like heighten other people's power. Like with this whole Kenny and Janae thing, the fact that he is both racist and used a black woman to get his bag for a year is so disgusting, but also so particular to our time in history, and it's like very different from the UK because they just like banish those black women. They're like, they're not going to help me get to where I want to go. You know what I mean? But like in the US, it's like required to engage with black culture in order to get your shit off. So it ends up putting black women in such a dangerous position. Like the actual worst position, which is why you need to be so vigilant with who you're connecting yourself with. But like, that's also why for all of the people in the villa, you want to be really skeptical. Obviously you're always skeptical with these men, but like, it's kind of, part of it is realizing that men and non-black men in particular know the power that black women have. I think we want to think that either they're racist and they don't know the power, or the opposite and it's black and white. But I think it's unfortunately they understand the power play enough, a lot of them, to want to exploit the experience of clinging on to a black woman or black people in general. This could be a broader conversation of how like black culture is used against the black community to profit everyone else. But it's a very particular time in history that we're in where association with a black woman is being used to get power while also degrading her. And that means that like, unfortunately, you can't really just have fun. And that's kind of the really sad, awful thing, is that even with like the current faves, I would say this is a good example of why I don't know if we can just trust these men. I don't know if we can just trust that their intentions are good. Even though we want these women to be in love and we want these women to be happy, I don't think that like not doing the due diligence to really investigate, or at least like have some skepticism and just be suspicious and don't be surprised if these men disappoint, because clearly they're very aware of the socio-political context and they want to use it to their benefit, which means just because they look like they care and they want and they're doing something doesn't mean that they have good intentions. And people want that to not be the case because we want to see women, black women, be loved properly, but you can't let that desire to watch them be loved properly erase your discernment, because this is what happens, you know?